There we are. All right, so this is called the Wyoming Adventure because we'll be going to Wyoming for most of the trip, but we have a lot of fun stops planned as well. So the general itinerary, the trip dates are Sunday, June 12th to Friday, June 24th. We'll leave early morning on Sunday and then get back probably late on Friday evening. We drive out there, so we take a 12 passenger van, we take a trailer with us, shove everything in it and make our way out. Some of the places we'll be visiting is Mount Rushmore, Badland National Park, Grand Teton National Park, Yellowstone National Park, Hot Springs State Park, and Wind Cave National Park. So the Badlands, we will leave DeKalb on Sunday, June 12th, and drive 12 hours to the Badlands. We will stay the night at Sleepy Hollow Campground. The next day on the 13th, we'll explore for the day or a little over the half day. A lot of this park will be kind of, I found that there was a loop that we can drive and then just do a few day hikes in between. So it'll be a short visit, but at least we get to say we went there and we did it. The next day on the 13th, we will leave either in the evening or midday so that we can get there. It's about I didn't put it on here, it's just a few hour drive from Badlands to Mount Rushmore, I believe like an hour. And this is really just a visit like, hey, we see the Mount Rushmore, we take a picture and we're gonna continue driving. We'll camp near Mount Rushmore and then in the morning we'll leave for the Tetons. So it's not like we're gonna stay there for a whole day and visit. Just see it. We probably will get there late, like mid-afternoon so that there's still enough sunlight and then move on from there. So on the 14th, we will leave. So if it's too late when we get there, we can visit it early Tuesday morning. Otherwise, we will leave right early in the morning to go drive 8 hours to the Grand Tetons.
It's cool to see when it's lit.
It is?
It's lit, yeah.
Oh, okay. Well, then we might visit it at night then. Okay, that's good to know. I've not visited it, and I thought it was just a fun thing to just go see and say that we've seen it since we're already out that way. The next part is the Grand Tetons. So the campground is Gross, I think I'm saying this correct, Ventre Campground. We'll arrive there late 6:14 on the Tuesday. We'll be able to camp and hike at the Grand Tetons from the 14th through the 18th. We'll leave 18th in the morning, have breakfast, and then drive 2 hours to Yellowstone. Yellowstone will be staying at Bridge Bay Campground. On the 18th, we'll arrive. We have the 18th to the 22nd to explore and camp at Yellowstone. We'll leave the 22nd to drive to Hot Springs State Park for just the morning, like just visit the hot springs. I know we did it on the Wind River Range trip, and it was kind of fun to go do if you've never been in any hot springs. And then we will drive that evening or afternoon to the hot springs. We spent a few hours. It's Thermopolis, Wyoming. I thought that was kind of cool. The city's name was Thermopolis. Then spend a few hours and then drive to the Wind Cave National Park, which is a 5.5 hour drive. We will stay at the Wind Cave National Park. We'll get there on the 22nd. Stay at the Elk Mountain Campground. It's in South Dakota. We'll arrive there on the 23rd. No, we'll hike on the 23rd on Thursday. So we have all day to hike Wind Cave National Park. And then we wake up and leave Friday morning, 14-hour drive back to DeKalb. So we'll wake up pretty early Friday morning just to get our drive all the way back. So the fun part of what's included. So in the price, I'm showing this slide to show how affordable the trip actually is. So transportation with us costs around $2,000. So it might even be more if somebody did this on their own, if you had to do a rental and gas and any tolls or any place that you had to stay along the way, because two people might not be able to drive as far, or just a single person. A national park pass, which is required for all national parks, is $80. Campsites are pretty expensive out there, so it was around $900 just for the campsites that you saw that we have. And then it also includes us guiding you for 12 days, like planning all of this out, having things ready to go, getting the meals, making sure everybody's there. The food is you get breakfast, lunch, and dessert and dinner. So we always try to have a dessert with our dinner. Something I always like to do. There'll be no breakfast on the days that we're driving. So, well, Friday, the 24th, there'll be breakfast in the morning, but not lunch and dinner. And then on the 12th, there won't be breakfast because you guys would be coming to the OA in the morning and either bring snacks with you. And then typically we will have lunch on the road or sometimes a snacks and then dinner when we get to the campsite. So the cost for students is $550 and for non-students is $750. And then now, does anybody have questions, concerns, comments?
Oh, it's car camping.
It is, yes, all front country camping. That's another thing, all the gear is provided as well. So you don't, I say you just bring yourself and your clothes. But yes, all front country camping. Which means that we won't have to backpack anything in. We will stay by our car, which is a nice luxury to have sometimes.
Which campsites are the best, or what do you like about?
All the campsites that I tried to pick, we tried to stay as close as we could into the park. Campsites go really, really fast. So it was hard to find campsites that were really good, but these ones were the best that we could find within the park. So in Yellowstone, we are in the park, or right outside the park entrance. And then the Tetons, we are in the park. So that was a really nice thing to be able to find. So we don't have to travel very far when we're doing hikes.
Are you doing anything else other than hiking?
Just sightseeing, but mostly hiking, yes. Not backpacking, no backpacking this time. I thought about it, which brings up another point that I didn't put in here. The weather for this time, it's gonna be mid-June, so on some of the mountains in the Tetons and Yellowstone, they're still gonna have snow covered. So we won't be able to hike the highest peaks there. And some of the paths could still have snow on it because they don't get sunlight enough. So that was why I chose not to do backpacking, because once you get further in, some of them might be snow covered, which is not fun to deal with in June.
What's your average length of hike a day?
I haven't decided on all that yet. My spring break is coming up, and that's when I'm really going to put together as many hikes as I can and do a variety of hikes. So most of my hikes will be moderate to easy, and then we can also vary it. So since there's going to be 3 leaders, I might choose to have a harder hike that can be used in addition with that hike. So I know like in Maine and the Adirondacks, what we did is if people wanted to keep going, I sent a leader or 2 with them, and then I just took a group back, and we would rotate taking turns of who wanted to go back or not do as an extreme of a hike. Or maybe I chose a shorter hike in a little bit, the same area, but a shorter distance where one might take the longer distance. So there's a lot of options that we can have, so. And if anybody's ever been there or heard of hikes, I'm always open to like, hey, this is a really good hike, or I read about this hike. Do you think we could do this hike? I'm always open to that too. Nothing is set in stone either. Even when we get out there, we can choose to do other things as well.
I've got a couple of questions.
Yes.
Hey there, sorry. It's been a little while since I've gone on this long of a trip. And I know, so it's not backpacking, it's gonna be a camping trip, kind of a car camping trip.
Mhm.
So there's showers available
Ooh,
at the
good question.
campsite, and also just for packing purposes, because I tend to pack pretty light
Mhm.
clothing wise.
Mhm.
I didn't know if there were facilities around where I could like rinse out my clothes, like they have those pumps sometimes and things like that. Just, I know those are kind of stupid questions, but like, again, it's been a little while since I've gone on, a 2-week trip. So I just wanted to kind of ask about that.
Yes, so I know I looked into, and I should have wrote this down, now I can't remember. Not all of the campsites that we go to will have shower facilities, but I want to say at least at the Tetons in Yellowstone, we will have showers and flush toilets. Laundry facilities, I don't know of, but there's always, if there's a shower, you are more than welcome to wash or rinse clothes in a shower, and then we can bring extra line, which I will anyways, and hang it up to hang clothes out. So especially like bringing dry fit type material or polyester where it dries pretty quickly rather than cotton. And I will also send out a gear list for everybody. So what types of clothes to bring, how many of them to bring, what materials to not. And then before the trip, we do a pre-trip meeting where everybody brings their stuff in and we just check over everything to make sure we're prepared and we have what we need. So that's another way we can go over that. But I will check into for sure what facilities have showers and flush toilets and which ones don't. I tried to at least make sure all of them had bathrooms and we didn't have to like dig any holes or anything. So they at least have latrines. If that's all it is, that's better than no toilets at all. So I did look for that. Great questions. Any other questions from anybody online?
I think maybe one more question as it just hits me. Somebody had asked before about the campsites, like how, kind of deep in the park they were. And I guess I'm wondering, because I'm used to a lot of trips where there's not a ton of noise and stuff. Are we going to be there during the